Hello, beautiful people. How are you doing? Welcome to Beyond the Brand, Moments that Made Us with Hannah G. When you look at powerful brands, successful brands, brands that you admire, people or even companies, what do you see? Because I'll tell you what most people see. They see the power, the money, the glamour, the global exposure, all the beauty, but there is something they don't see. They don't see the sweat, the late nights, the disappointments, the strategic decisions that had to be made, the blood, the late nights, the early mornings, something that I call beneath the iceberg. We only see the tip of the iceberg, but brands go through a lot before they become the brand that you now see. I'm about to tell you a story because this is the space where we tell stories and we also listen to stories about brands and from brands about moments that made them. Guys, I could never ever charge for coaching 7 years ago. I could not. I am a personal branding coach and I coach people. I do business coaching, I do executive coaching, I do leadership coaching. And 7 years ago, I could never ask somebody for money when I coached them. Let me take you back. I did start coaching about 7-8 years ago. I am a corporate trainer, have always been a corporate trainer, and that is how I started my career of consultancy. I have trained for many years, and coaching came to me as a byproduct or as a complement to training. I have been training corporates, I've been training parastatals, groups, even church groups sometimes. What do I train on? I train on leadership and governance and communication. And I would be called to go train on a topic like governance. And this is what I would do. Every time I would go in front of an audience, I would always want to know what the individual people in the audience or in the team are thinking. And I would always really press for personal development, even as you are working in a group. For example, I would go to a company and when I'm training, say on governance, I would ask, what is the motto of this organization? And of course, people would look at each other because sometimes they don't even know what the motto of their own organization is. But say, for example, they picked the motto of my alma mater, USIU. And USIU, the motto and the tagline is education to take you places. So I would ask, okay, your motto is education to take you places. Where is the education taking you as John and as Judy? I would really make sure that they are taking personal responsibilities, that they are being intentional as individuals to live up to that motto. And I would ask, where is this education taking you? What I would do is to get people out of groupthink so that they know that they have something to contribute, they have a part to play in that big organization, so that they know they didn't come to the company to just fill in the numbers because the company had so much money and they wanted to increase the number of people on their payroll. So I would make sure to say, hey, you are here to contribute and you must contribute. But what are you contributing as an individual? In your department, in this project? Is your voice being heard? I would always call out people to use their gifts, to use their skills, and to use their uniqueness, because that is what personal branding is. It is about identifying your uniqueness and then exploiting it in the service of other people. Best definition ever. And so what I would do, and it didn't matter whether I was training in a parastatal, in a government institution, in a school, in a what, I would always want to see what are people thinking as individuals before they come together as a group. Because the company is made up of people. When you say this company has done very well this quarter, what you're saying is that the individuals in this company have really performed this quarter. They've done very well. The culture of the organization is made up of the people in the organization, what they do, how they do things around there. That is culture. And so in my calling out of people to really think about themselves and the skills they are bringing and what they're contributing to the bigger picture of the organization, this is what would happen. During tea time, I would get called by people and say, "Oh, Hannah, can I speak to you privately?" I would say, "Okay." Then we would be over there for 15 minutes. We're talking and they're saying, "Oh my God, Hannah, I've never thought about what you said. I've never thought that I need to contribute as an individual. I've actually never thought. I come here, whatever they say, we do. When they say we go. I don't even question anything. And I don't feel like I'm contributing." And sometimes someone would even tell me, "I don't even know why I am here in this organization." What happened, fast forward, is that led to me having sessions with people out of the workplace where they're saying, "I know you don't have enough time right now because we're in this training. But when we go back, can we meet at Art Cafe and have a conversation about this?" So what I would do is I would meet people for coffee. We're just having a conversation and I'm really helping them to bring out the thing that is inside of them. I would do that. One day I saw on Facebook, somebody had taken a picture with me at the coffee shop and then posted it on Facebook and said, "Me with my personal branding coach, Hannah." I kid you not. I did not know what personal branding meant. I had never come across personal branding, but now this person has called me their personal branding coach. So hey, I need to act like one because I really liked the sound of that name and the title, personal branding coach. Wait, what? First of all, personal branding, then coach. I'm not a coach. I don't know what personal branding is. So guess what? I went to my research and I learned that term, personal branding. What does it mean? What do personal branding coaches do? Actually, what is a coach? Who is a coach? What do coaches do? And in that journey, I did an online course for coaching. And of course, eventually, I think 3 years later, I got certified properly to coach with ICF. But I could never, ever for a long time charge for coaching because I got to know that coaches charge for their services. So all this thing I was doing in the coffee shop was actually coaching, but I had never charged for coaching. And then there's an inside joke we have amongst coaches. And we say, if you have never paid for coaching, you can never charge for coaching. Inside joke. And so I said to myself, okay, I probably need to pay for somebody to coach me so that I can also charge for coaching. And that's exactly what I did. I made sure, even after learning what coaching was, I actually paid a coach to coach me. And during the coaching sessions, that is when I learned that there are steps to you monetizing your brand. And there are things you must do for you to start getting paid for your craft. I like that word, craft. So I'm going to use it as a framework so that I talk to you about the 5 steps that you must take if you're not charging for your services, and you need to start charging for your services, for your gifts, because it's not a favor. It's your gift. It's your uniqueness. Don't look at it as a favor you're doing people. No. You are adding value to people's lives. You are solving a problem. And remember, I've talked about branding and I've said 3 stories make up a powerful brand. A love story, that is the passion of the thing you do. A backstory, that is the experience, the things you have gone through, moments that have made you. And then the gap story, which is what problem do you solve? So again, if you're solving a problem for somebody, then it is important for them to pay you for that value. In fact, for you to move your brand from a brand and to make it a business, then value must meet payment. If value does not meet payment, then your brand can never ever become a business. And I like to tell people, when you start your journey on personal branding, you must go into making it an enterprise. That is the only way you scale. That is the only way you're able to serve more people and to expand. From my story, I had to learn steps to monetizing your brand, and these are the steps I want to share with you. And I want to call this framework craft. And C is clarify your value. What is your value? You must find your sweet spot. You must find your value zone. What is that thing that another person doesn't have, that now they get to have because they met you and because they interacted with you? What is that gap you are filling? What is the problem you are solving? Because if there's no problem you are solving, nobody will want to go and reach to their pockets and pay you. So you must clarify your value. What are you helping people with? What pain are you removing from people? What thing are you adding to their lives because you are here? It could be anything, but you must find it. You must clarify your value. After you clarify your value and you say, this is the thing I offer, then there's something else you must do. And that is called, you must reach the right audience with that value. So once you've packaged your value, you're asking yourself, who needs it? Because again, your gift, your uniqueness, your product is not for everybody. If it was for everybody, if everything was for everybody, everybody would be drinking their tea with sugar. I don't. I drink my tea black with no sugar. So guess what? Sugar is not for me. When I go to the supermarket, other people can buy the sugar. It's not for me. So again, you must reach the right audience. And this is where you think about your avatar. Who is your customer? Who needs your product? Who needs your service? Who needs your gift? Where are they? You go find them. The right audience also means who can pay for it. Because again, there are many people who might really love your product. They want it. They probably need it, but they can't pay for it. That's not your right audience. So you really must reach your right audience so that the value comes and meets the right audience and they will have no problem to pay you. A is for you must ask for the sale. If you don't ask for the sale, they may not buy whatever it is you're trying to sell. Now, this really comes with confidence. And I had to learn once I clarified value, because people are calling me to Java to go and have conversations about their purpose, about their gifts, about their individual contributions in the organizations. So I had already clarified that there is value, but I needed to package it. Guess what? I already had known the right audience and I was trying to reach them, or they were reaching to me. But guess what? My pain point was asking for the sale. How do I sit with you for 30 minutes and then I say, because I sat with you for 30 minutes, I will need you to pay me 10,000 shillings, 20,000 shillings, 30,000 shillings. I struggled with that. That was my pain point. But after I sat with my coach and we had conversations, it was easier. And after that, inside joke went around that you cannot ask for money from coaching if you have never paid money for coaching. I think I really had to get the confidence after I clarified my value to go ahead and ask for the sale. And so for you as well, once you know your value, the value that you're offering, and you know the person you're offering this value to, then it is important that you step up and you become bold, very bold, for you to start asking for the sale. That goes also when you're asking for a promotion, confidence to say, I want you to pay me more. But they will ask you why, and you will say because. Why? Because you've already clarified the value you're bringing to this organization. Then you can ask for the sale. And don't fear asking for the sale. Ask for the sale. If indeed you believe that it is your worth and it is valuable, ask for the sale. And then craft. The F is funneling your offers. When I talk about funneling your offers, this is how I look at it. A funnel, you must start with one. You must start with singular. Personal branding is about limiting your focus and expanding your reach. How does it play here? You limit and you start with one because you must go on and test it. So for example, if you're going to start a shop where you're selling beauty products, why don't you start with lotions and see how that goes? What happens is people are going to come and buy the lotion, then they will say, hey, how come you don't have shower gel? And then you will say, whoa, there's something that complements it. Let's go add the shower gel. And as you go on and on, you can even end up selling things, everything in the bathroom, including tiles, including lighting, because you started with a product and everybody kept saying, I want this, I want this. And sometimes you really must listen to your audience. What are they asking for? What are they asking of you? What is working? What is not working? And so again, I really had to learn because see, I had started with training and now coaching has come to be part of it. And after coaching, I really had to start seeing, okay, what else could become? And some of those things, I saw them, I researched and I added, like speaking, moderating, and some of them I didn't. I'm not the one who added. People ask because they say, hey, I see you train. Could you come and do a keynote speech? Oh, I see you coach. Does that mean you can also do group coaching? Okay. I saw you speak somewhere. Can you come and moderate for us our panel? I saw you moderating. Can you come and MC? And as I do all these things, somebody is asking, where can we get your information, Hannah? Where can we get more information about what you do? How can we get more deeper in your topic? You know what Hannah does? Writes a book, Flaunt Your Genius, personal branding book. Now I have material to share with people, deeper material, more material, but also I have another avenue of making money. That is called funneling. And within no time, there's another book, there's a workshop, there's an e-course, there's everything going on. And yet Hannah started only as a trainer or as a coach. Again, for you, what offers do you have? And I like to see everything as an offer. Everything. Look at everything in your branding. Look at everything in your business as an offer. Offer it to the market. See what they say. Look at their reaction. Look at their feedback. And then know, what do I need to add there? Keep adding until you expand. So, craft. And the T is for tracking and measuring. Because you must. Remember, you are gathering feedback. As you reach your audience, as you ask for the sale, as you funnel your offers, you are gathering feedback. As you gather feedback, you will know what to tweak, what to change, how to measure, what is working, what is not working, who's buying more, who wants more of what. And that's going to help you to get to the levels you want to get when it comes to monetizing your brand. We talked about the craft framework, and these are the steps for you to start monetizing your brand. We talked about clarifying your value, reaching the right audience, asking for the sale, funneling your offers, and lastly, tracking and measuring. This is Beyond the Brand, Moments that Made Us with Hannah G.